Hi, welcome to Berlin's Potsdamer Platz and welcome to Kino, DWTV's German film magazine. I'm Scott Roxborough, standing in for Monica Jones. Here's what's coming up on today's show.
First Steps Awards, launchpad for young German filmmakers. The Regular Guy, German actor Axel Prahl. Historic Cinema, Germany's oldest movie theater.
It's not easy to break into the film industry. So it's a good thing in Germany they have the First Steps Awards. These are prizes given to student filmmakers in 3 categories: feature film, documentary, and commercials. The First Steps Awards are becoming increasingly important as a springboard to a future career. So of course Kino had to be there this year when the winners were announced.
Some are already pros when it comes to working the red carpet. Others still need some practice. All are hoping the First Steps Award will be their ticket to a career in film.
It's really a springboard, like a trampoline, but in this case, the trampoline means you land somewhere else. It can really open doors.
You have to believe in yourself. You mustn't give up. But you also have to stay humble. That's very important.
For me, it's a good chance to get an overview of the newcomers.
The First Steps are the most important prize in Germany for up-and-coming directors. Director Hans Weingartner knows how helpful winning here can be. His final film school project won an award in 2001. His follow-up film made it into competition at the Cannes Film Festival.
The First Steps Award is extremely important because it helps young people get a foothold in the business at the beginning of their careers. It was extremely important for me. I won with the white sound. It helped me to organize my life, simple things like paying the rent. And the money was a real help in getting my next film off the ground.
There's a strong batch of entries this year. The jury was especially impressed by the technical precision of the filmmakers.
Wo ist dein Schlüssel? Komm bitte, sei nicht so deppert.
The First Steps Award 2007 for Best Feature-Length Film goes to Der blinde Fleck, directed by Tom Zenker.
The jury awarded its main prize to a gripping psychodrama.
War's Training?
Ich war super.
Es ging so. Ich hab Frau Heidenreich getroffen. Die Sonne macht mit
An intact family. The father is a policeman, the daughter a gymnast. Everything seems fine, even when she gets her first boyfriend. But then the daughter becomes alienated from her parents. Her philosophy student boyfriend teaches her a different way of looking at society. Then the unthinkable.
Gegen 4:30 wurde dieser Wagen an einer Polizeisperre gestoppt. Eine bewaffnete junge Frau wurde verhaftet. Sie leistete keinen Widerstand. Ein junger Mann konnte fliehen. Die Täter haben aus bisher ungeklärten Gründen das Feuer auf die Beamten eröffnet und waren dann geflüchtet. Einer der Polizisten starb noch am Tatort, der andere, ein Familienvater...
Their own daughter, a cop killer, unfathomable for the parents. Their daughter's silence is torture.
The most interesting thing about guilt is when people who don't want to become guilty, and no one wants to be guilty of anything, suddenly find themselves doing something wrong.
The father's understanding of the world collapses. He cannot bear the truth.
Ich habe auf niemanden geschossen. Los, verschwinde.
The father becomes a criminal, shooting dead his colleague and friend, the only witness.
Hotel Very Welcome by Sonja Heiss.
The jury awarded another main prize to a comedy by Sonja Heiss. It's also told compactly and excellently. With a delicate touch and a keen eye for the odd, the director tells a story about young adventurers. Backpackers in Thailand and India on a quest to find themselves.
The perfect place to think. Yes. Very quiet place.
It's not just a comedy, it also has tragic elements. These are people looking for themselves or for happiness, and they don't find it. The film does reflect upon life.
The First Steps Award 2007 in the documentary category goes to Wege Gottes by Eva Neiman.
Neiman was born in Ukraine and emigrated to Germany in the 1990s. Her documentary deals with abandoned children. The documentary shows the reality of life for Ukrainian street children, and it tries to give them dignity.
Родители были, пили, отправили меня в школу. Я со школы, там старшаки тоже якісь б'ються. Я і втік со школи.
I refused to make this film for almost a year because I was scared. Street children in Ukraine, that's a real social issue. Seeing the world from the perspective of those who are going hungry was something I absolutely didn't want to do. But I realized that this topic is my fate, and I found a way to deal with the issue.
The winners have cleared the first hurdle and taken their first steps in the film business. In order to keep making movies, however, they need good contacts. The film business is tough and expensive. The prize money, ranging from 10,000 to 25,000 euros, is meant to help.
The support process goes for much longer. This here tonight is simply a beacon, a signal.
A beacon for the industry as well. Producers pay close attention to the winners of the First Steps Awards. It could be the start of something big.
Besides the First Steps Awards, another opportunity for young filmmakers to get a foot in the door is the Berlinale Talent Campus. The Talent Campus is a cinema workshop for up-and-comers from around the world that takes place every February during the Berlin International Film Festival. If you'd like to take part in Talent Campus 2008, pay very close attention.
Click, clack, 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 clack.
Are you passionate about making movies? Is your greatest wish to tell stories with moving pictures? Then this is your chance. The Berlinale Talent Campus 2008.
I want to make films.
Filmmaking's so hard, making films is so hard, but I love it.
It's what makes my heart beat.
The next Berlinale Talent Campus takes place in February 2008 in the heart of Berlin during the Berlin International Film Festival. Meet the greats of the film business and learn from professionals.
The more you prepare for a film, the freer you are during the shoot.
Do not compromise the point of view.
I need to feel at home in my films.
Never lose your spirit.
6 days in February 2008. Apply now online.
We're treated like kings. It's very nice. Like stars.
And of course, DWTV will be there too, as a sponsor of the 2008 Talent Campus. Axel Prahl is an established talent in Germany. The actor has made it big playing small-time characters, the kind of role he returns to in his latest film. In his long career, Prahl has become the embodiment of Germany's little guy.
Axel Prahl is the kind of guy you'd like to slap on the back and have a beer with. And he's one of Germany's best actors. Born in the northern German town of Eutin in 1960, he can still speak the local working-class dialect, known as Plattdeutsch.
Plattdeutsch is nu klar, Neustadt in Holland, der schnackt wie platt, der geht auch. Und was brauchen wir noch?
For his latest film, he had to climb to the top of a diving tower.
You can get a bit dizzy up here, huh?
In the film Du bist nicht allein, or You're Not Alone, Prahl plays Herr Moll, an unemployed man in an unhappy marriage. He's an ordinary guy. It's the type of character Prahl does best, and the type of figure he's generally identified with. But he has played other characters as well.
I have played them, but they haven't become as popular as the regular guys I've played so far. I think it has a bit to do with the fact that people want to see that kind of person in films, the ordinary Joe.
Axel Prahl gives these men a face and a voice. Hermol has fallen hopelessly in love with his Russian neighbour. At a dinner, her family asks him to sing. He picks a love song called You Are Not Alone.
Du bist nicht allein, wenn du träumst heute Abend. Du bist nicht allein, wenn du träumst von der Liebe.
Axel Prahl could have become a musician, or anything else really. He studied teaching, built railways, waited on tables, delivered beer. He was also the class clown and a late bloomer. Television didn't discover the stage actor until he was 38. Since then, he's become a familiar face, more or less.
Once on Potsdamer Platz, I was having a pizza and sitting across from an older couple. When I sat down to eat, the man waved to me in a really friendly way and said hello. I gave him a friendly nod back. Then at some point he and his wife came over and he said, "I know you from somewhere." "No," I said, "I don't think so." "Yes, from the party at Wolfgang's." And I said, "No, I think you know me from TV." And the guy said, "Ha, from TV, that's a good one."
In 2002, Prahl became known to a wider audience when he took on a recurring role as a police inspector in Germany's favourite TV cop series, Tatort. His grumpy Frank Thiel is a man of few words.
I suggested we get rid of the typical TV policeman cliches. Lines like, "Did you know the deceased?" "Where were you last night at 8 p.m.? And "Police, hands up."
But he's also played the bad cop, Precinct Chief Eddie in the prize-winning TV movie Hope Dies Last, in which he harasses a young female colleague committing emotional abuse of the worst kind.
Lass mich Schicht wechseln.
Wann und wohin du gehst, bestimmt immer noch ich. Ist das klar?
Lass mich los.
Ist das klar?
Lass mich los!
Was zickst denn jetzt hier rum, Junge?
Nimm deine Pfoten weg, Mann! Ich sag das jetzt zum letzten Mal!
So wie du.
Tough to watch, even for Prahl's wife.
I came home and she'd seen the film, not having read the script. And she said, "You pig, where did you think all of that up?" And I said, "My God, it was in the script."
Axel Prahl plays all of his characters with the same level of authenticity and believability, whether it's the type of person audiences know or one they hope they'll never meet.
From low-budget trash to red carpet glitz, we've got it all on this month's Shortcuts.
It's hard to imagine a more beautiful spot to see a movie than the Locarno Film Festival. This year, the Festo on the Lago Maggiore celebrated its 60th birthday. From the start, it was a venue for the greats of cinema. The likes of Michelangelo Antonioni or Claude Chabrol. In 1960, Marlene Dietrich put in an appearance. In the 1970s, German directors Rainer Werner Fassbinder and Volker Schlöndorff appeared here. This year, Ulrike von Ribbeck screened her feature film debut sooner or later in the competition. Martin Gipken's latest film had its premiere outdoors on Locarno's Piazza Grande.
This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me and to the film. It's wonderful for us to have our international premiere here.
Ich kann mich immer noch nicht daran gewöhnen, wenn du Englisch redest.
Nothing But Ghosts is based on a volume of short stories by Judith Herrmann. For the director, the main challenge was finding a way to stage these unspectacular stories.
I like you.
Finding the pictures and working with the actors to find the glances, the gestures, the moments that convey the story without words. Of course, there is dialogue in the film, but without many words. That was very exciting.
Das war sehr spannend.
With its unusual imagery, Nothing But Ghosts was an impressive viewing experience for 8,000 film lovers under Locarno's night sky.
Tourist ghettos in Spain and a holiday full of emotional highs and lows. Marie and Anna are two very different sisters. One is idealistic, the other is obsessed with her career.
Ihr wollt zu wem?
Zu Axel.
Wollt ihr Kaffee?
Och, lieber Gin Tonic.
Könnt ihr mal den Künstlern einen Kaffee bringen?
Haka Makac wrote the screenplay and plays the part of Anna, a successful music executive. Her little sister Marie idolizes her.
Im Verlauf des Filmes entdeckt man aber, dass
in the course of the film, you discover that this facade she's presenting to the world is not really holding up.
Und dass dahinter jemand steckt, der sich
behind it, there's someone who's lost touch with her real needs and desires, and she's wasting away behind there.
Da hinter dieser Fassade verkümmert. Irgendeine Art von Perspektive, die braucht man doch schon.
The situation grows more serious. Anna is pregnant, but her relationship with her boyfriend is threatened.
Ach, dir ist doch sowieso alles scheißegal. Du fragst mich doch noch nicht mal, wie das hier ist für mich mit meiner Schwester, die ich kaum kenne.
Twisted Sister is an intense film about two emancipated women with very different paths in life.
Mit deinen naiven Rehaugen meinst du wohl, du könntest mir die ganze Welt um den Finger wickeln. Aber mich verarschst du nicht. Mich nicht. Wieso verarschen? Hä? Brunnen bauen. Die Welt retten. Und so blöde Spießkühe wie ich, wir dürfen schön blöde arbeiten gehen, um so guten Menschen wie dir den Urlaub zu bezahlen. Anna, hör auf. Bitte. Nee, nicht bitte.
A child with a gift that becomes a curse. A film about a killer with an extraordinary sense of smell.
Warmes Holz. Gras. Nasses Gras.
The movie has been nominated for the People's Choice Award at this year's European Film Awards. It's based on the best-selling novel by German writer Patrick Süskind. Critics had thought the olfactory thriller was unfilmable.
The real fun in making the film was to say, okay, here we have something people say you can never translate onto the screen. How can you show smell, people would say. And I'd always say, well, the book doesn't smell either.
Director Tom Tykwer succeeded. Perfume was a hit.
Shaking the bath.
With the help of his mentor, played by Dustin Hoffman, Grenouille, the young man with the amazing nose, becomes the uncrowned king of perfume in 18th century France. But he wants more. He becomes a killer, distilling his victim's essence in a quest to create the ultimate scent. The film's camera work evokes the world of smell and stench.
We tried to approach objects in the way that Grenouille's nose does, in a greedy way.
Perfume was one of the most expensive German films of all time. It was a hit at the box office, even if it divided the critics. Perfume will have another chance to win over an audience at the European Film Awards on December the 1st in Berlin.
We're here in the Kreuzberg district of Berlin, in one of the shabbiest parts of the city. We're here to uncover a hidden gem of German movie history. Movimento is Germany's oldest cinema. It turned 100 this year. 1,000 films have screened here. But the strangest story at Movimento was never on the screen. It's the story of the cinema itself.
To celebrate its centenary, Movimento is showing Walter Ruttmann's classic urban documentary, Berlin, Symphony of a Great City. When the movie house was founded in 1907, moving pictures were in their infancy. Until the advent of television, the cinema in Berlin's Kreuzberg district catered to a wide audience. The name of the theatre changed many times. But for many people in Kreuzberg, it was like a second living room. It offered moviegoers something special, as this film buff remembers.
Of course, there was the normal auditorium with a screen, but this cinema had a special feature, what they called the mirror room.
The cinema was located in a corner building, and its layout allowed it to show a film simultaneously in two adjoining rooms. One room showed the film in the normal quality at a normal price. The second room had the cheap seats. There, the audience could watch the same film either as a reversed image on the back of a see-through screen or the right way round, reflected in a mirror near the screen. Audiences loved it.
And it was half price, which was a great thing, of course.
In the 1970s, Movimento became one of Germany's first art houses. It was a place for film lovers and a forum for what became known as the New German Cinema.
It's the first neighborhood cinema in West Germany that's dared to have a repertory programming concept. Lots of leftists live here, and we want them to come, but we want the little old lady next door to come too.
The movie house changed hands, but the films continued to run. Blixer Bargeld, who later started the band Einstürzende Neubauten, belonged to the Movimento collective. The cinema was a trendy meeting places for pop stars like David Bowie or Nina Hagen. Movimento showed films that couldn't be seen anywhere else in Berlin, such as 1975's Rocky Horror Picture Show, which made the cinema famous beyond West Berlin's borders.
We had buses coming over from West Germany, trundling through East Germany at 80 kilometers an hour to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show here. It was overwhelming. I had to fight my way through a huge crowd to get to the box office and open it.
Let me show you around, maybe play you a song.
It was a 2-year-long party for the audiences and the cinema owners. But the movie house itself was falling apart. By 1980, the party was over. A new group took over the house. Movie buff Ingrid Schwibber was the new owner, and she pulled in Tom Tykwer, now one of Germany's best-known directors, as programmer.
When I came here, I was around 22, and I just made a list of all my favorite films, and I just screened them. Hundreds of people would come. It was paradise. We'd be showing a double feature at 12:30 on a Monday night, and it was always full.
Alongside his job at the cinema, Tom Tykwer made a short film called Because, on which he based his later hit Run Lola Run. It was at Movimento that he first met director Danny Levy. Levy had just collaborated on his first feature film, and for the next 2.5 years, Tom Tykwer screened the comedy about a Kreuzberg couple.
Was ist denn? Du denkst immer nur an deinen scheiß Krimi. Findest du mich überhaupt noch erotisch?
Ist das jetzt wichtig?
Sag doch mal, findest du mich erotisch?
Findest du das jetzt wichtig?
Probleme? Ja oder nein?
Ja, verdammte Scheiße, ich find dich erotisch. Es hat ja niemand richtig an den Film geglaubt.
Nobody really believed in this film, which is why we ended up at Movimento. I figured, okay, so it's going to be Movimento. But I never would have dreamed how much power that film would develop through being shown at Movimento.
Four men who were to change the face of German cinema came together at Movimento. Stefan Arndt, Danny Levy, Tom Tykwer and Wolfgang Becker. Together they founded the company X-Filme, filming and producing international successes like Run Lola Run and Goodbye Lenin. Movimento has stuck to its principles. The present owners are continuing a long tradition while adding premieres and readings. For them, like their predecessors, film is a passion.
If you're a film fan and you go to the movies several times a week anyway, what could be greater than working in a cinema? You get to show the movie, you greet the people, and you're happy when they enjoy your films.
Die Leute zu begrüßen und sich zu freuen, wenn die Leute selber auch Spaß haben an dem Film.
Today we're giving away Danny Levy's latest comedy, the spoof Mein Führer, the truest truth about Adolf Hitler. For a chance to win, just write to us and tell us what you thought of today's show. Our address is DWTV, Kino, Voltastrasse 6, in 13355 Berlin. Email kino@dwworld.de. That's all for today's show. Thanks for joining us. We're back next month with the best in German cinema. Until then, we'll see you at the movies.